you just bought a big basket, then you need to learn how to maintain it from me, all right? Because if you put an investment into a large basket like this one, then you need to learn how to maintain it to keep it looking the way that it did when you bought it, all right? So it's gonna be super simple. So if you haven't bought one of these yet, the one little tip I'm gonna share with you here, super quick, is when you load it into your car, be sure to lift up on that foliage to squeeze it in. You can squeeze it in as long as that foliage is lifted up, all right? So when you lift up that foliage, nothing can break. All right, let's move on. You bought a big basket, okay? So what you need to do in order to keep it shaped this way is you need to pinch it. If you guys don't know what that is already, or you may think you know, let me just show you one more time for a good refresher, or for some of you that don't know, the first lesson and the first time you'll be hearing it. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys come up close to me here. I'm gonna move this in because I really, really want you guys to learn how to do this and how to maintain this, okay? So we're up close here on the basket, okay? All right, so right here is the plant, all right? So you wanna make sure to take the tip of that plant off. All right, so there's the tip of that plant, okay? Right here. Can you see that? Let's see. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. So there it is, the tip of the plant. You want to do that on every single vining stem in here, all right? When you first buy the basket, you want to go home and pinch every single little tip that you see off of there. Okay. All right, I know you're wondering, why do I have to do this as soon as I buy it when it's already full, bushy, and beautiful? Well, the reason is because if you don't do this when you get home, in another week or two, it's gonna start getting flatter. And then another 2 to 3 weeks, it's just gonna get flatter. To where eventually, you're gonna have a flat top basket, just, all right, it's gonna droop down, and it's not gonna look full and beautiful, all right? So if you go around the entire basket like that, that is where you will end up stopping it from growing out, and two more growths will grow out right from where you pinched, and it'll also stop it from growing out for a little bit and force all the growth on the stem. I'm gonna take one off of here. It's gonna force all of that growth on the stem, like these little things here. That's gonna force those to grow out. And that's how your plant gets bushy. Your basket's gonna get bushy by doing that. And as these grow out, they intertwine and intermix and in between each other, and they build upon each other. So they tangle in each other like a big 60s hairdo, you know? It's like spraying that hairspray, but only you're pinching and you're forcing that extra growth on that stem, and that's what they're building upon. So you end up with a big hairspray hairdo basket, all right? So that's what we're doing with that. Another question that I have been asked by a lot of people lately is how to correctly deadhead. For those of you that don't know what deadheading is, deadheading, and that's okay if you don't know, because it's a term that not everyone knows. And the term defined is taking dead flowers off, all right? So that's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna take dead flowers off here. All right, so some people tend to look at the basket here, okay? We're coming in close again, you guys. There we go. All right. So right here, I'm gonna pick off the dead flowers. All right. We're gonna take those off, throw them down, get those off. So these are the dead flowers, as you can see here. Okay. So a lot of times people think that, let me pick one off of here for you. Let me get a good blossom. A lot of times people take this off. This is a new budding flower right here. Okay. So take a look at that compared to that, okay? Dead flower, new budding flower. Don't pick. All right, so when you take these off too, a lot of people think that they have to take, you know, everything off with it. A lot of people think they have to take the stem of that flower off, but you don't. All you need to do is just eliminate the dead flower, and they literally come off super easy. All right, so if you do just a little every single day or every other day, you will never have, you know, a full big cleanup where you're like, I can't keep up with this basket. I shouldn't have gone with this basket. If you just do a couple, like, you know, every day or every other day and keep up with it nice, you'll never have a dirty looking basket. All right, so if you pinch and clean, your basket's gonna be amazing. All right, another tip that you guys are not gonna wanna miss. So this basket here is in a plastic 12-inch basket. I got this at my parents' place. And with the plastic 12-inch basket and having this petunia in here, this is a super petunia called Bubblegum, all right? It's amazing. All right, so this is what's in here. And probably in another month, it's gonna need water probably almost twice a day. Now, that maintenance is getting OC, all right? It's getting out of control. And we're also busy in our lives, so we don't have time to constantly water, especially once the 4th of July is done and we're done entertaining. We were kind of like, oh, I don't need to go out there and water. No one's going to see it anyway. Well, keep it simple on yourselves, all right? So what you can do is use an old planter. Be sure to wash that planter out, all right? Put a little bit of potting soil in that planter and take the plant out of this basket and replant it into a larger container. That will give it more room to grow, which when it gets more room to grow, that means we don't have to water it as much, all right? And that's 2 thumbs up. That is good news, all right? And also a plus is that it becomes even bigger of a monster when it has more room to grow, because especially this variety, bubblegum, I mean, with bubblegum, you get the big bubbles. That's what we're talking about, the big bubble. Now with my tips on how to pinch, clean, and then lessen your watering and making it bigger by bumping it up maybe in another couple weeks, or even right now when it's a little bit more, you know, easy to transplant, because pretty soon it's going to get really big, all right? So if you transplant it, pinch it, clean it, oh, you guys are going to have an amazing basket this year, all right? So on top of that, take in this information, all right? Take it in, soak it in, be sure to watch it a couple times, and be sure to share it. Don't be greedy, okay? Share this with your friends because they need to know this too, all right? So you're going to also want to fertilize every 3rd time watering it. So right now, every 3rd time is probably, you know, once every 2 weeks. In another month, it'll be once every week. By August, it's going to be once, you know, or probably twice a week, because you're going to be having to water it 1 to 2 times a day if you leave it in this pot, all right? So this is the bubblegum petunia, all right? This is where it all begins. It begins with a small plant. So you can plant your own basket with bubblegum petunia, and when they're lanky like this, you know what you need to do? Okay, don't be scared. Here we go. We're gonna snap that, okay? All right, we're snapping that. And where we're snapping that, yeah, it may look a little ugly for a little bit, but bubblegum is crazy, you guys. Bubblegum's crazy. So we're just gonna snap that off, all right? Just snap that right off. So yeah, it looks a little sticky. It's still got a lot of green though. It's still pretty. No flowers, pretty. But all this growth in here, that is gonna be awesome. That's where all of the big bushy planter is gonna come out. It's gonna expand. That's where it's at, all right? So get rid of that lankiness. Stop it now in the beginning. Stop it from the beginning, all right? And that's when you can control it, all right? Simple as that, right guys? That's super simple. So it may take a couple times of watching this video to take it all in, because it does seem like a lot of information. But once you watch it 1 to 2 times and you start doing it, you may no longer need me. I hope not, but you may no longer need me, all right, with this part, all right? So this weekend I'm going to be going live, you guys. I'm going to be going live on my raised bed gardens. I don't know if you saw them or not, but last year they were amazing. So tomorrow I'm going to share what I do to mix my awesome soil, all the 3 different things I use, how I till it in, and what I'm starting to plant in my raised bed gardens. It's that time of year, you guys, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. Peas, onions, maybe something else. I don't know. We'll see. That's tomorrow. That seems like a long time away right now, okay? All right, have an awesome day, you guys. Have fun. Happy planting.